Hello everyone, thanks for coming outside with me today. Today we're taking a step off the beaten path. No how-tos, no gear reviews. Today I just want to talk about where the channel of Average Jack Archery is headed, as well as kind of where the industry of archery is headed in general as well. I think you know what I'm going to be talking about, but if you don't, stick around for a few minutes and let's just have a quick chit chat. So first things first, no, the green wall has nothing to do with the channel. We're painting our house, so no longer will you be having a red brick background. It's going to be green. The whole house will be, and that's just a personal thing. Now, the second thing I do want to talk about that's actually serious is where the channel is headed in terms of what I'm doing and what my content's going to be like. So first and foremost, as you know, I worry about the how-tos of archery. I worry about getting people into archery and enjoying the sport. That is the most important thing for me. I gear a lot of my videos to beginners and those that might be unknown about a certain topic or want to learn more about a certain topic. And of course, the veterans can always tune in and learn some new things along the way. That is first and foremost my number one key, and that will never ever go away with the channel. I'm super excited to continue to bring how-to and educational topics to the channel. I'm always going to do that. That's going to be first and foremost. I'm a teacher outside of the YouTube world, and I'm going to be a teacher on the YouTube world for as long as I can be. The second thing you're going to still see is a lot of gear reviews. And if you know anything about me or you follow the channel for a long time, you know that in particular things that I keep reviewing or the companies that I keep working with are genuinely companies that I actually would shoot or actually would stick foam into, with a case with Morel targets or Magnus broadheads or any of those things. I continuously use those products or had used those products in the past before I started working with those companies. Now I want to make it perfectly clear, I don't receive a dime of compensation money from any of the companies that I work with. Any of the review videos you see, no one has ever paid me a cent to do any of those things. The ones that I keep doing in particular are ones that I genuinely want to work with, genuinely want to keep shooting and keep working with. So this brings me to kind of the third thing, which I think everybody can kind of see happening in the industry right now. YouTube is the place for advertising. It is 100% the place for advertising. Television is all well and good with live sports and certain shows that you can only watch on television. But in the hunting industry, YouTube is becoming the thing, and we all know this. Garrett from the DIY Sportsman, the Hunting Public, Sean McVeigh, Troy Fowler, the Ranch Fairy, Jonathan from Catman Outdoors, myself, in the recurve world, that would be David Nguyen from New Sensei down in Australia, Stephen Hahn from Archery Supplies. All of us put together come up with kind of the new advertising system, right? And YouTube is free. It's a completely free thing, very minimal product on the front end, and there's a lot of views that get placed on this product, and you know specifically how many views, right? You can actually look at the view counter. Whereas if you're paying for a commercial on television or you're paying for a hunting show, you don't know actually what that return on investment comes to, right? So you got to remember that there's a lot of product that gets put into television shows and everything, and you don't know how much that product that you put out actually registers in sales of your product. So we all know that YouTube, with the links and the ability to follow those and the number of clicks, the number of sales, is all really easy to follow. A lot of us, myself included, use things like Amazon for affiliate purchases, and we get a very small percentage back, but companies are able to track that, we're able to track that, and we can see how useful we really are. I'm not a very pushy person on or off camera. Sure, I'm a school teacher and I can command a whole bunch of kids in a classroom, but when it comes to approaching a manufacturer or something like that, I don't really do it. It's not really my thing. I don't like putting myself out there for the case that maybe they don't want to work with me or that's not the right time. And if companies have worked with me or have reached out, it's because it's been done organically. So Morel targets and Magnus broadheads and all the other brands you've seen that I've worked with in the past, they have reached out to me and said, hey, we really like your content. Would you be willing to showcase our products? And for the vast majority of them, I say yes. I don't say yes to everybody, believe me. I've said no to a lot of different companies for a lot of different outdoor and archery related products. But for the ones that I do continue to showcase, those are the ones that have either reached out to me or maybe I've reached out to them. We'll get to that in a second. And I want to show their products because I genuinely believe in them. So this leads me to where the channel is headed right now. So a lot of things have happened during this whole COVID-19 nonsense. We've all been stuck at home. We've all been brewing and we've all been planning. planning. I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes with companies. I've actually reached out to a couple. We'll talk about that in a second. But also I've done a lot of reaching out in terms of connecting for out-of-state hunts. I've never left Pennsylvania before. So this year I'm going to Kansas with OnX Hunt, and I'm going to Indiana to hunt whitetails with Derek Craig from New Day Outdoors. I am super excited for those connections. I'll be taking the saddle, be taking out the elites, be taking out everything with me, getting it all on film, Lord willing, and we'll be able to have some really great content in the hunting side, the how-to side, the scouting side, and all that sort of stuff. Also, I have reached out to the outdoor group, and they have brought me on board to be an affiliate, an influencer, if you will, whatever word you want to use, for a lot of the different brands, in particularly Elite Archery, which I am so stoked about. I have been shooting elite bows now for almost 4 years. They just fit my shooting style, and the 2020 Cure and the 2020 result that I got to shoot at the ATA show this past January just blew me out of the water, and I couldn't let it go. My wife and I both shoot them for hunting, 3D and indoor, and so I had to reach out and I asked, would you like to make a connection? It was met with very resounding yes, and so they have sent me a couple of bows to do some reviews and some setups on, which is something I would have done anyway if I had gone out and purchased them myself. So anyhow, I'm done rambling. If you have any questions for me about what else is coming down the pipe or any of the gear that you're about to see in the upcoming videos or the hunts that are coming up for me, Lord willing, this fall, bearing that we have some more COVID nonsense with some travel restrictions. Follow the links in the description below. Hit me up on Facebook and Instagram. My email is always down there. And of course, always leave a comment here on YouTube. Hope you're able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation, and we'll get to see you next time.